Peace and abundance. So the way that the light was hitting in the last video, I didn't like it, but it's alright. I'm not even quite sure which one I'll post first. But today I want to talk about honoring your husband and then like briefly just touch on polygamy. I was having a conversation with the reflection. Well, I had seen a video of another reflection. Then I was having a conversation with the reflection. It's always good when we can just like build and just be open, and it doesn't have to be like argumentative. You can tell that the person is really genuinely seeking an understanding, so that's always good. And you know, the reflection was saying how polygamy can be patriarchy, or it can come off as patriarchy. And I know, like in Western society, being used to monogamy, and just having this Western mindset of just wanting one man to ourselves, when being introduced to polygamy, it can sound like patriarchy or oppression. But we have to understand that when polygamy, when it's chosen, when it's sovereign, and it's centered in the woman, and it's centered, sorry, in sisterhood. It's centered in sisterhood. It's based in duty and purpose, because relationships, polygamy is not just about a relationship or just being in that dynamic. It's way bigger than that dynamic as a whole. It's about legacy, it's about nation building, it's about securing and cultivating, building a legacy with a divine man. So polygamy wouldn't be considered patriarchy, because patriarchy is suggesting that it's a lack of choice. When oppression happens when a woman is forced, when she's controlled or emotionally trapped, which polygamy isn't, because it's a choice whether you even want to be polygamous in the first place. And the choice is what removes the oppression. So it wouldn't be, polygamy is not oppression. It's not as although it might be challenging coming from monogamy to polygamy, it's not as bad as it looks, based in purpose and with a righteous man, a divine man. So the fact that you have a choice, the fact that you're consenting, it changes this whole mindset of patriarchy, or the fact that women that submit to their husbands and that choose to be polygamous are being controlled or are being manipulated. Because when a woman chooses polygamy with full awareness, boundaries, she has a voice. It's not to oppress her. It's not to necessarily dominate her. The man is the head. He's the lead. We have gender roles. We each have roles. We each have our purpose. And the man's role is to protect, to provide provision, to lead. And you're supposed to cultivate his mind in the knowledge and reproduce his mind. What the man gives you, you're supposed to, and you will, as the woman, multiply it. So moving right along, because I don't want to make this video too long. In many, like in ancient times, you know, I did have to do a little bit of research, but in ancient times, there were pre-patriarchal societies. Like, women held like ceremonies, sexual, spiritual, authority. So multiple partners did not equal her being oppressed or subjugated in a way. Oppression is about power, it's about imbalance, it's not about structure and order, which that is what polygamy is about. A man structuring and ordering, leading, being the head of his household. Monogamy can be oppressive, polygamy can be oppressive. The issue is not monogamy, it's not polygamy, it's not the issue. The issue is who is holding that power and who is making the decisions. You are a sacred temple as a goddess. You are a creator. You must choose a divine man to reproduce him, to carry on his bloodline. A righteous, an upright, a disciplined man. It's not just reproducing with anyone. And a god, a king, is going to naturally, because of his mind, he's going to attract multiple women beyond biology. But we got to go to biology as well. And we got to go to genetics. When a woman is pregnant for 9 months, is the man supposed to wait until, and these are just examples, is the man supposed to wait and then carry his bloodline? How many children, how many star seeds does that one woman want? Can she supply and do everything on her own? No help needed. But again, when you're talking about a divine man is going to attract multiple women, multiple goddesses, divine women that are mothers, that are nurturers, that are creators, that are very intuitive, that have lots of wisdom. That's just how it is. And once we get over this idea that it's oppression or patriarchy, and we realize that polygamy is a choice, and you choose the divine man whose bloodline you would like to carry on and whose legacy you would like to carry on. That's your choice. And you build with your sisters in your home. You know these women are your sisters. You know who your husband is laying next to. You know who your husband is having sex with, because it's your sister. You have a deep, a close bond with this woman. You guys are raising the children together. You guys are gardening, being creative, making jewelry, studying, learning, teaching the star seeds. Like, we each have roles. Moving right along. So a woman choosing, do I want to touch on, I'll wrap it up with just saying that I think I was pretty clear on that. I was making sure I touched on everything. So basically, if the woman, if she is free to choose, if she is free to speak, if she is free to lead, and if she's centered in her power and she knows her power, that is not patriarchy. That is not oppression. She's not being manipulated. She's not being controlled. She's able to think for herself, no matter the relationship structure. So we just must understand that, especially as melanated women, and I'm always talking to, my sisters. I'm always talking to my sisters. It's very important that we just understand this and learn how to honor, how to value our role first, so we can know how to value our husband's role as the leader, as the authority, as the head, as the one who creates structure and order within his household. The husband is the lead, the authority. He's going to create the structure, the order. He is going to pass down his knowledge, his mind, and you're going to multiply that. You're going to bring his mind into physical reality. Polygamy is so beautiful when rooted in divine knowledge of self, one. It's rooted in purpose. It's rooted in duty. And the focus is not having one man to yourself when the jealousy, the triggers, the insecurities are healed, and they will heal through polygamy. They will heal through the relationship as well. And we're constantly growing and evolving and transforming as much as we allow ourselves to. It can be so beautiful when, I don't want to say done the right way, because it is the right way to do it. And when led by a divine man, when led by a God, when led by a king who knows himself, who has divine knowledge of self, who is in submission to the all, to nature, truly loves and knows himself. It's very important to choose a divine man that you honor, that you value, that you respect, and that you truly and genuinely love, you truly and genuinely care for. Someone that you understand, because love is understanding, so you must truly understand this person. And after you make that choice, it's a mental thing first. You make that choice, then everything else will follow. You connect with sisters, as you should be doing regardless, but you connect with your sisters, you come together with your sisters, you all are learning and truly getting to know each other from the inside out, because that bond, the matriarch, is what's going to hold everything together. Because if anything happens to that man, you will always have your sisters. If he's away, you will always have your sisters. The bond must be tight between the women, 100%. I can definitely say that through experience, that it has to be a tight bond between the women. Because we're supposed to flow. Our energy is just supposed to flow so elegantly. We're supposed to work together. We're supposed to cook together. We're supposed to learn together. We're supposed to grow together. And we're just supposed to cater to our husband together. We're supposed to love on each other. It doesn't have to be in a sexual way. Like, it's my divine reflection, so why would I not want to? Innately, that's just what it should be. But again, it's just something that we have to heal. And I've realized that just having that Western mindset and just being born in America and being raised the way I was, and just having these different perceptions, and it's been hard. It has been hard to heal certain things within myself, but I really had to face myself, like sit with myself, like, man, it's time to face this. Like, it's time to face this. And at the end of the day, I'm love, like, and I know that. So I want to embody more of love, in that frequency of love. So it's love. It has to be love. Even through my triggers, like, it has to be love. I never want to make one of my reflections, especially one of my sisters, feel ways that I have felt in the past, and just not felt welcomed, not felt honored, valued, loved. Like, I never want to do that, because there's a cause and effect, and I never want to give off that energy or that vibration when that's not truly who I am. And I genuinely want to see my sisters happy. I want to be happy. I want to see my husband happy in the future. Like, I just want you know, I want that. I want that, and I want that for my future children. Like, that's speaking into existence. That's what it's going to be. And, you know, I would just, that's it. I just wanted to speak on, you know, polygamy, honoring your husband, honoring yourself, honoring your role as a creator, as a woman, as a goddess, as a virtuous woman, and being a virtuous woman, embodying virtuousness, knowing what being a virtuous woman actually is. So I hope this video was like a little insightful, very insightful actually. But peace and abundance. I love myself.